Y'all, what I'm about to show you is so bad that if you're the Democrat Party, you probably want to be cuddling in the corner crying and screaming because you just can't figure this one out. The polling of the people from CBS is so incredibly bad, and it stacks with other things that I'm showing you with John Fetterman. I'm going to show you with the ICE raids in Chicago, all of this stuff, and making ICE-free zones. Guys, you can't make this stuff up. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on because we are marching towards freedom, handing the generation behind us better country than we found it. Get in here. Let's jump right in. Guys, holy crap. It's Monday morning. You deserve nothing but the best to dive right into the points. Listen, I'm going to tie this whole thing together with a bow on top so you can share this out with your friends, and please do that because this is the polling coming from CBS this weekend around the Democrats. And I want to highlight something really important before I get to all the insane clips that supplement this point. Weak, extreme, reasonable, strong, and effective. These are the words that are describing the Democrat Party. This is from October 1 through 3. This is 3 days ago. And here's the premise that I'm going to put out for you. Weak, 64%, extreme, 46%. Keep those in mind before I go into the actual nitty-gritty details of this polling. But if you have on two different sides of your face, you've got weak at 64%, and then the other side says extreme, there's nothing in the middle that's adding stability. I said this in a short earlier this morning. This is why the Democrats are floundering. It supplements the points of which I've been telling you for the last 3 years. The far left is going to take the Democrats to the left, or they're going to split, and there's going to be the civil war in the Democrat Party. You're not talking about a civil war nationally. You're talking about a civil war in the Democrat Party. I'm going to bring all of it to the forefront for you right now. Of course, like I said, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on X at Braden LOA if you'd like. And of course, make sure you check out secondpress.co. There's a link in the description box below. Guys, if you join our monthly program, we are going to send these Democrats to the end of the proverbial cliff politically and ideologically because they are just an eye roll. Let's relegate them to the dustbin of history. We're using technology, commentary, analysis, and new approaches and techniques which are going to drive them crazy, and I'd love for you to be a part. Link in the description box below. This is the next evolution. Let's keep going. All right. So speaking of insanity, weak and extreme. So the reason that this is not going to resonate of making ICE-free zones, because we haven't seen that with gun-free zones before in Chicago because that worked. All right, let me just get into this and I'll show you why this is important. Remember, weak and extreme. This is important.
Today, we are signing an executive order aimed at reining in this out-of-control administration. The order establishes ICE-free zones. That means that city property and unwilling private businesses will no longer serve as staging grounds for these raids.
Now that's the mayor of Chicago. ICE-free zones. What? Like, because gun-free zones work so well. Now, you guys know, a lot of you, that I come from the gun world. I'm a gun policy expert. I'm a gun analysis guy. I'm a commentary guy. I can tell you exactly what's going on in the gun world in the 2A space and all the gun control infringements which lead to this irony. They're now making an anti-ICE zone. Okay. Because your sanctuary city policies were working so well. Again, I'd like to bring your attention to the same thing, weak and extreme. If you're viewed as weak and extreme at the same time, you are two extremes of the perception. You're not in the middle. That's why you're not winning. And I'll give them this free advice because they're not going to listen. All right, listen. Let's go. Left-wing terrorism's on the rise. That's the Atlantic. Let's keep on trucking. Chicago, this is what's actively happening. They are bragging on TikTok about obstructing ICE and then basically going out and saying that they got away with something virtuous while they get arrested because they posted it in public like idiots. We out here chasing ICE down North Avenue from Laramie, LMFO, F ICE. Well, that kind of stacks with this, doesn't it? This is what they're doing in Chicago. They are jumping all over the people from ICE in a massive caravan, breaking all the traffic laws, running red lights, making people, putting people in danger because of their virtue signal. It's exactly what you're seeing right here. And then you've got this guy, this dillhole. Let me get Pritzker here about the whole trapping ICE and doxing their agents and trapping them and shooting at them, because it's not happening, guys. Don't believe your lying eyes. Believe the Pritzker. Watch it.
DHS says that CBP officers shot and wounded a woman in Chicago yesterday after, they say, she allegedly rammed a law enforcement vehicle and agents were boxed in by multiple cars. The spokesperson for DHS, Tricia McLaughlin, accused Chicago police of leaving the scene and refusing to assist agents in securing the area. What do you know about this incident? Were federal agents boxed in and assaulted?
Well, we don't have a lot of facts. What happens in these sort of...
Okay, we don't have a lot of facts. You know, and at the end he goes on to say it's propaganda. Well, I've already shown you on this channel yesterday in 2 separate videos, the chief of patrol saying, don't go help ICE, stand down officers, and then the actual video of the incident. Something like this whole angle of, well, we don't know. No, it's crap. I've already proven it on this channel, much less other channels. All right, now this goes to the whole point. What did I say earlier in the intro of this video? Right here, weak or extreme? And I'm about to bring John Fetterman in a second. It's going to supplement this point. Guys, if I'm over the plane or over the target, let me see those planes. Let me hear you in the comments. If I'm making sense, and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, because this is the fight for our country. All right, listen. Here we go. Democratic favorability. Favorable, 34%. Unfavorable, 66%. That is minus 32. Minus 32. Okay, Democrats are plus 58. That's not a great number. GOP, minus 86. Independents, minus 50. You have to understand how important this number is. Minus 50 with independents means you don't win anything ever again. You have to have independents. The party that has the independents wins. And if you scroll down here, the Democrats and the words that are used to describe them are weak and extreme. Strong and effective are at 27 and 26%, barely over a quarter. 64% weak, 46% extreme. This is the entire point. This is why you guys are winning, because they are perceived as too far extremes, because the liberal far left faction and the middle of the road Democrats are not on the same page. That's the whole point. All right, let's keep on going. White people, minus 42. Black people, plus 10. Hispanic, minus 26. This is huge. Ages 18 to 29, minus 22. 30 to 34, or 30 to 44, minus 34. Minus 38, minus 28. Who are they winning with? Female, minus 24. Male, minus 40. White no degree, minus 50. White 4 degree, minus 30. The only group that is in the positive here is Democrats for Democrats and what they labeled as black plus 10. That's it. So it's going well then. Again, weak, extreme. All right. Now let's get over to the next part, which this is the final bow, cherry on top. This is John Fetterman. The polls for John Fetterman, he has an 8% approval rating, but that's not the big thing. The big thing here is the Democrats have completely flipped on him. Look, this is intriguing as hell. This is a senator from Pennsylvania. October 2023, he was minus 78 with Republicans. Now, August 2025, he's plus 41 with Republicans, and he's disapproval of 21%. He just became a Republican. Not officially, but on this polling, the Democrats have left him because he's speaking to rationality. That's the point. The far left, weak and extreme. That's the whole point. There's this disparity, and they can't figure it out. The one guy who steps out into the void to go, guys, we might be crazy. Maybe we don't call Trump Hitler, switches to a minus a minus or a plus 21 or a 21 on Democrats. They're losing their minds. Look, here we go. Here's the overall approval rating. Same thing. Here's the closed Democrat Party where the far left is bragging about the fact that they're going to primary John Fetterman. He's the only one speaking any kind of rationality, and they want to off him. Good luck to John Fetterman in a closed Democratic primary, minus 21 underwater. All he has to do is switch to Republican or Independent. He's at 43% Independent. He's at 62% Republican. I mean, literally, this is the whole point, and this is what I'm trying to convey in this video. The Democrats have acquiesced to the far left. Anybody who would dare say anything to the middle or the moderate, like don't call Trump Hitler, or maybe don't make fun of someone who just got politically assassinated, like Charlie Kirk, yet they get ostracized by the far left, and they're not allowed because the purity test still exists in the Democrat Party. They are still chasing the purity test, the virtue signal. So when they do that, they are getting rid of anybody who would appeal to the moderate, middle, the independents, and they're only going further pure left. Guys, I'm telling you, you have an opportunity unlike you've ever had before, and because they are doing this to themselves, you can take your country back. Everything will be linked in the description box below. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. Of course, I'm Braden. I'll see you on the next one. Later.